Welcome back everyone to another Kane's Wrath video by me, Green Zero, and that's right, bringing you HD Kane's Wrath, recording in full resolution. We're going to have more videos more often. Stay tuned, I got a feature match coming up for you. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed those highlights. Oh man, that took a long time to put together. Anyway, Kane's Wrath in HD. Hopefully this series of VoDs will take us through to the replacement of Kane's Wrath, which I really hope is Generals 2. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the introduction to that video. Stay tuned, we got a game for you coming up right now, and it is one awesome game. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone, it's Green Zero here bringing you the feature match for the Series 4 launch here, and hopefully this is going to be a really good one. Welcome back to my VoDs. This is the 4th series, 3rd series, all done, all new HD class Kane's Wrath. Don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's jump straight into this game because no doubt you want to see some HD action if obviously you're playing this back in HD. Hopefully it's got 1080p available. Anyway, we have bonus through an Eclipse. This replay is from 2010. It's a GDI mirror on a tournament decision. Now, I did say 2010 and you're like, Green Zero, it's December 2011. Well, of course, this replay was never ever uploaded, and Tuma actually uploaded it, and he's only just done it recently, and it's just jumped straight to the popular replays tab, so it's gonna have to get a VoD right now. Anyway, we have Daggy Man observing as well. Bonus through versus Eclipse GDI mirror, and here we go, the first VoD for the Series 4. Here we go, there we go. We have bonus through up here on the right hand side. Obviously GDI mirror, tournament decision. What are we expecting? Not sure. It's going to be good though because we have two wicked pros in here. There we go, placing his first power plant down. Eclipse doing the same thing. It's going to be interesting to see if they do double, or it looks like Eclipse is going for double barracks. What's bonus through doing? He's doing double barracks as well. Not a tactic I like. If you've been watching my VoDs, don't really favour the double barracks build. I like to get my war factory up a lot sooner. I can just handle one racks. One racks is fine. Get your war factory up quicker. Yeah, you get your spike a little bit later, but I mean, you get that first load of tib that little bit extra sooner, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. It's really preference. I mean, it's like I said, not too much of a difference. Eclipse knows he can't get this garrison here unless he sells his power plant, which obviously he doesn't want to do. Look at that bonus through force firing down this structure. That's actually pretty smart. Eclipse won't be able to garrison that anytime soon because that bonus through will work its health down and it'll be ungarrisonable pretty soon. A lot of these buildings in the middle of tournament decision, of course, very heavily damaged. Eclipse sending an extra set of scouts up here. Bonus through taking the top structure. Good idea. He wants to extend his vision to the top here. He could even make his way around this tib field and take the structure over here. It's all about scouting. Eclipse here has got the advantage down here. He can see all the way up to here for when there's either pit bulls or orcas or whatever coming down there, while bonus through is stuck here. His vision is limited to just there. And oh man, you know how much I love scouting and the fog of war. If you've been watching my VoDs, of course, and scouting is everything. We can see, what is that? That's Eclipse. He's going to go take this structure. Could just move to this one here, extend his sight a little bit, but he probably wants to see the top of the map there. Just see if there's any pit bulls moving around. Bonus replacing his war factory very heavily far forward there. Eclipse doing the same thing. You really want your war factory as close as you can get it to your not your barracks, your refinery, so you can get free repairs without pulling your harvesters off the line. If they are harassed at some point in time and they take some damage, instead of leaving them by the war factory, they just get repairs when they dock. So they're doing two things at once. That is probably rule number one of GDI, Nod, and the screen. Rule number one of Kane's Wrath. Put a war factory next to the refinery so you get free repairs. There we go. It's going to be Pitbull versus Pitbull. Obviously, does Eclipse have scouts in Bonus's base? No, obviously not. But because he can see a Pitbull, he knows there's no orcas coming. He's going for a ground game. Pretty standard. Eclipse doing the same thing. Bonus, we're getting a full scout off there. 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters. 1, 2, 3, 4 harvesters. There you go. Doing the exact same thing. Line of sight, very good. These guys, obviously, two very good pros. And because it's a reasonably old game, bonus through should be well in his prime. They're still attacking that building. It's obviously not garrisonable at the moment. And that Pitbull scout may be able to bust those guys out of the garrisonable structure. Not quite, no, it's still got enough health. Looks like Eclipse is going to push forward with this Pitbull scout, and he's going to move into the base. He's going to find a rocket squad there. He's not going to be too impressed. He needs to get out of there. He's probably going to lose his Pitbull. Yeah, he cuts the corner there, and that's going to cost him there. Loses the Pitbull, and an armory down by bonus through, and Eclipse has not seen that. Eclipse has not seen the armory, and it's going to be composite armor. I mean, why would it be EMP grenades? He doesn't have a comm center, so he can't actually build grenaders, but he's going for composite armor, and this is deadly if he gets a really heavy push going at the start of the game. Eclipse could be in trouble. It's only double ref from Bonus Root. It's triple ref from Eclipse. Naturally, Eclipse would go triple ref. He's really one of those guys who really pushes his economy something chronic. If you've played against him, you know he's always going to have a ton of it, and Bonus Root probably going to exploit that by building an attack force. It's going to force Eclipse to spend all this Tiberium he's burning on attacking units. He's actually going for some APCs and rockets, so he's responding. He's going for an expansion? No, he's not. He doesn't have a comm center down. Does not have an armory either, and Bonus Root almost done with a composite armor. That is going to upgrade his rifles and rockets and pretty much most of his infantry to make them very difficult to kill there. There's a Predator tank running out. Oh, Bonus Root, you want to kind of shoot at those APCs, buddy, and he's getting suppressed. He's losing the rockets. Now he's shooting at them. That's probably not too good. Oh, look at this HD action. You can see everything I can see. Oh, it's so good. Rendering in its best quality I can for the size, and that tank down there, bam, look at all the fire. The effects in this game are no doubt very good. Of course, effects aren't what make the game great, they are just a part of it. I mean, everyone must admit Kane's Wrath looks pretty brilliant. It looks very nice indeed. Of course, it would have been better if it had been further developed in its balance, but nonetheless, it is the game we all love. So it looks like Eclipse, has he turned that around? How did he turn that around? Bonus Root is on the defensive. How did that work? I'm not sure. He sold his armory off, doesn't want it anymore, doesn't want sniper teams, going for AP ammo. And here we go, there's going to be an engagement here. A lot of rockets from both sides, and APCs, hardly any Predator tanks. Looks like Bonus Root has a couple in there. They're not really going to be able to do too much. I mean, yeah, they can take the APCs down without worry, but look at that, Eclipse being pushed back. He could even drop some minefields as he retreats. Minefields, oh man, when I've been playing GDI lately against the Scrim factions, I mine everywhere I can, and look at this battle, man, it's still going. These guys, Bonus Root trying to push them out of his base. There's nothing much else happening on here. I know a lot of people send me messages saying, oh, Green Zero, you're so good at capturing all the action. And yes, I am. That's just the pitfall in the bottom of the screen now. I don't want to flip down there. Yes, it's just the people are taking a swing there, and I did flip down there. I'm sorry. Did I see a Shatter tank? I do, but no, I didn't see a Shatter tank. I thought I saw a Shatter tank there. Obviously not. Or maybe it got destroyed when I was looking away, but what is going on here? Far out. Eclipse does have AP ammo. It doesn't look like... Oh no, Bonus Root doesn't have AP ammo, and he's going to have to retreat here. That's not good. I don't know how often I'm going to use that zoom in function here. I didn't use it that much in my other VoDs, only every now and then, but it's going to be such high quality, this VoD. It's so good. I can't wait to publish this video. Oh, it's going to be so good. Hopefully get some more subscribers. And by the way, just tipped 50,000 views as of the other day on YouTube. 50,000 views combined on all my videos for the third series. That's just the third series. Like, there was about 80 VoDs before that, which I obviously haven't tallied up all the views combined, but I mean, that's pretty good for Kane's Wrath. We only have a very small community. There's something happening down there. It's just scouts. That people are still going. It is about to die. There we go. But Eclipse is still here. Bonus Root is still trying to push out of his base, and Eclipse is just like, no, you can't come out. I'm just going to defend here. And look at all the infantry. It's a real heavy infantry war. They're trying to get APCs in, but there's so many rockets. Oh man, they're struggling. I reckon this could just become a full rifle rocket game. And this fight has been going on for like 2 minutes non-stop. And when you see fights like this, it's usually a base on base, but there's no bases here. It's just units. Eclipse is flooding in reinforcements, and Bonus Root is finally like, all right, I've had enough of that. Let's back off. Let's retreat back to the base. He does have an expansion. 2 harvesters there. Eclipse has 1. Bonus Root, you might want to grab that bunker to prolong the life of those scouts, but no, they're going to get shot down. Is he moving? He could have taken the bunker, prolonged the life. It would have given him eyes on this base for a long time, but he's going to run through, and he's going to take this structure. A little bit more heavily damaged. The bunker, of course, is the most armored garrisonable structure in the game, I'm pretty sure. Those things are they're tanky as. You can just put triple rockets in them, and they just go and go and go. Tanks really have to focus them down. It's in a very good position too. It can defend against, well, actually not so much against air, but I've seen this bunker. There are so many games on Tournament Decision that it just has such a big impact, especially when there's aggression down here. Look at that, Bonus Root taking a swing at those guys, and then all of a sudden Eclipse is like, hey, what am I doing? Let's just take them out. Building goes down. Oh, look at the rage there by Eclipse, just taking out the entire structure, flattening it to the ground. There we go. There is a little bit of a mess there. Oh, Bonus Root is going to be able to see that though. Probably not the best place to have placed that, because Bonus Root still has vision of here for about 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Not quite sure. He would have definitely seen that if he's paying attention. And oh man, there's an attack coming down here. That looks like they've abandoned the center here. Eclipse has scouts, Bonus Root has scouts. They know there's nothing there, but Eclipse is pushing down here. There is a dual ref, and look at this. Bonus Root bringing in reinforcements. A lot of APCs coming down by him, and infantry. It's an infantry APC game, and oh man, I think Eclipse, he's going to be attacking, and while he's doing this, he's going to be teching. I wouldn't be surprised if a mob comes out pretty soon. But really, it's going to have to be a heavy anti-infantry mob, because there's still going to be a lot of rockets left over. And oh man, this fight is really going. There is so much action. Oh, there's so much infantry. Both sides pushing infantry here in the game. That is pretty intense. I'm not sure why this replay wasn't uploaded sooner. And look, there's a Shatterer tank. Oh, that sounds so cool, doesn't it, when you say Shatterer? Shatterer. It's the coolest name in the game. Shatterer tanks obviously used on occasion. They're not the most common unit going around, but there are a lot of situations where they're actually quite good. And GDIs will mix them in, and they just pay so much dividends when they're used properly. I tell you what, man, they're one of those very specialized units that can just come in handy at the best of times. And look at that, there's a Juggernaut coming out, so he's using his tech center to build Juggernauts and Shatterers, and this is going to really hurt him because the Shatterers can obviously just shoot straight through infantry and just kill them all. And of course, the tanks probably won't get close enough. Bonu doesn't have any tanks. He does have a tech center himself. It's in a dangerous position. This base is at heavy risk of being overwhelmed. Bonu, you can see, he's going through the middle, but Eclipse, of course, he has scouts. He can see it coming. He's got plenty of time to respond, and this is the scouting thing that I'm talking about. If you have eyes in the middle of the map here, Eclipse is going to know that there's an army up here, and it's reasonably sized. He obviously can't see all the rockets back there. Bonu's actually got quite a lot of rocket squads all queued up there. Maybe he's doing that on purpose, I'm not sure. But his base is under siege. It's being shelled from range. Eclipse is like, I'm just going to sit back here. And there's the scan. There's a scan. Eclipse can see that Bonus is backing out of there. Obviously can't afford to stay there. He does have full map control up here though, so he could go for this top field. There is actually more Tiberium here than there is at this field here, and Bonus is almost harvested, and Eclipse is almost harvested. Look at all the harvesters, Eclipse. What is that? It's crazy. You've got so many harvesters there, Eclipse. And I think now he's realized that he either needs to destroy this base or expand up here. He doesn't have any kind of expansion. Orcas, ooh, that's nice. I didn't even see those get built. And look at that, there is an expansion, it's an outpost. Is there a Sonic emitter coming? I think he's queued one up. Oh, this is going to be deadly. No, he hasn't queued one up. He placed whatever he just built, and these Orcas are going to come through and snipe down these Juggernauts. It's just Juggernauts from Bonus. There's 3 of Eclipse's units there, but they're in very heavy danger of being destroyed. Oh, Engineer coming out, that's nice. I don't know where he came from. Bonus hasn't noticed there's an outpost sitting up there. Eclipse has build readies. He could place Sonic emitters, and that would cause massive problems for this attack force. They'd have to quickly overwhelm it, but they'd take probably pretty heavy losses. And it's going to be Juggernaut versus Juggernaut, and everyone knows how messy that gets. Of course, Eclipse does have Orca support, which is exactly what you need to counter Juggernauts if you don't have as many Juggernauts as your opponent. I mean, people just try to counter Jugs, they just build more Jugs. But really, if you can build the Orcas and protect them, maybe throw a Firehawk in or 2 just to protect them against enemy Firehawks, but you can really just win the fight. And it really limits the other players' use. But Bonus has held that back. He's still harvesting, which is important here. And this attack is moving into the base. I was keeping an eye on that. There's one Shatterer tank there. There's another Shatterer tank there. Eclipse needs to just pull all his forces together a little bit more. But Bonus is going to retreat straight back out of there. I think he knows he needs to defend up here. Where's the Conyard? Bonus there's Firehawks, but where is this Conyard? I cannot even see it on the radar. And here we go, Firehawks taking out those Orcas. So all of a sudden Eclipse just paying the price of not really having any defense for those. But really, you can't blame him for not seeing that coming. Anyway, what's going on over here? Looks like Eclipse is moving everything he has in his arsenal up to the left-hand side. He knows if he gets his tib, he's won. Obviously, if you look at the map, there's hardly any tib left. There's almost no tib left. Whoever gets this is basically going to win the game unless there's a massive fight in the favour of one or the other. I'm not sure where Bonus... There's his Conyard. He didn't lose it, yes. I hope he didn't lose and just build another one. That would have made me look bad for awareness. But Bonus is going to have to fight here. He's going to have to fight here. I think he's queuing a Sonic emitter, and that's going to help him a lot, especially if he gets it into a position where he can line all these ABCs up. And here we go. Can he get a shot off on these ABCs? Oh, look at that. That's exactly what he needed. And he destroyed all of those ABCs there. This game is quite amazing, really. Both sides are playing very, very well, and it's just showing by the fact that neither side has really killed each other or just caused the serious damage they need to knock the other out of the game. Very evenly matched here. Bonus has somehow still has his base here. Harvested all the tib. Looks like Eclipse is backed off. He could sell up and just re-establish himself. Did the outpost go down? It did go down. That's unfortunate for Eclipse. He needs his Conyard up there. He's actually sending an outpost, so or Surveyor as it's called. He obviously wants to keep his build radius up. He could, yes, like I said, sell off some of these structures, sack some of his base. He's got dual ref there, which he really doesn't need. He's only got one Orca left, and the fighting is going to continue. There's the Firehawks. They're purely built for anti-air, and oh man, it's going to be Sonic emitters versus Shatterer tanks, infantry with the buildings as cover. I'm not sure who's going to win off here. It looks like Eclipse has more units, but oh man, those Juggernauts going down. Bonus Rouge Juggernauts very heavily damaged. They're all in the red. It's not going to take much to end them very quickly. And I can't even tell whose infantry is whose. They're just shooting all over the place. I think Bonus Rouge may come through here. He may be victorious. There's a lot of rockets still on the ground. Again, these Juggernauts very, very heavily damaged. There's actually an engineer sitting by. 3 engineers there. Bonus Rouge trying to reclaim these husks. Only 1 husk is there. I think there might have been some more, but they were destroyed. And what has Eclipse got? There we go, taking out another Juggernaut, and his infantry is still going. There's no garrisons, they're all completely destroyed or very heavily damaged, but here we go. What's going to happen here? Looks like Bonus has heroic riflemen's. How did you get those, Bonus? And he's reclaiming the husk. And Eclipse, where you're sending these, buddy? I wouldn't send them up there if I were you. Yes, they're definitely going to be destroyed. It's he clearly can't number these guys. So there's the Firehawk. Just one Firehawk. Bonus still has two somewhere, purely using them for anti-air. And here we go. Looks like the outpost is down. Never even got to deploy. But Eclipse is just going to run these guys over. Reverse moving. Two of those are full of tib. He definitely needs to get those away. But taking out some of the rifle squads. That heroic squad there is down to 4 members. So obviously it can't recover its other members, even though it's heroic. But the members inside can actually recover their health, because each individual unit has its own health, and they will recover it. So here we go. Eclipse, where are you getting the money for this, buddy? He's just trickle feeding his units in. That's probably not the best idea in the world. He needs to do something about that. Bonus has got dual ref here, and I think this may be the end for Eclipse. What can he possibly hope to achieve now? He just doesn't have the forces, unless he's got something I don't know about. He's bringing in some tib. He needs to harvest this tib. He's got a little bit of tib to keep going, but really Bonus has 3 spikes as well. And that's going to be the point in time where I think it's going to be all over for Eclipse. He just couldn't win that fight up there. Bonus very desperate, very good. Both sides played amazingly well. No one made any really serious errors. They were both forced into the combat, and they both kept pushing. Very nice game indeed. And I think Eclipse is just about done. What's he going to do now? He's still trying to leash some tib. I think it's almost all over for him. There's only 2 Juggernauts there. There's 2 dead husks here. He really doesn't have anything to counter those infantry. I mean, Bonus has got so much support for these Juggernauts. He's still got 2. There's 2 Juggernauts there. Oh no, there's 3 Juggernauts. He just reclaimed a husk. And I think now he's going for these structures here. He's got some engineers just sitting idle. Those ones are moving. Harvesters getting taken out by Eclipse. Eclipse losing harvesters there. So Bonus destroying those. But here we go. He's got so much economy up here. I think that's going to be the end of the game for Eclipse. Oh, that was a great game for my first VoD. And the engineer actually getting killed by the rifleman squad here. What is Eclipse going to do? He's got 3 jugs, but really he's just pumping jugs. He hasn't really got anything going for him. I'm not sure what he's building. He could go for, no, he's just sold his airfield off. I don't know, maybe mass hammerheads. He doesn't really have the time. If he could just destroy the rockets, the mass hammerhead would be pretty good. And I mean, here we go. It looks like Bonus is going to make his final push here. Eclipse obviously not wanting to give up. You really like to see people fight to the death, because I mean, there's always a chance of a comeback here. And oh, Harvest is coming in. Watch out, Bonus scatter move, scatter move. Oh, he's getting suppressed. He's getting killed. He's trying to split them up manually. I don't think he used a scatter move, but a lot of his infantry getting destroyed there. Another Harvest. It's full of Tiberium. Oh, Eclipse is going to cringe. That goes down, but it did cause a fair bit of damage. But these guys here, there's nothing to stop the infantry, absolutely massacring them. And that is going to be the end of the game. Nice effort by Eclipse to stay in that game. That was pretty unreal, but I think once he loses his space, it's going to be all over. He does have a decent amount of Tiberium over here, but there you go. Eclipse is down. Amazing game. Definitely heading over and wiping that one. Don't forget to check out gamereplays.org if you haven't already been there. It's one of the best sites on the net, of course. And let's have a look at the stats now. You just let that file through. Units, structures, and resources there. Very telling. Let's have a look and go through this here. A little bit more comprehensive than I normally do, but here we go. 15 minutes, 47 seconds. Very good length on that match there. What do we have on the money? We had 131,585 from Bonus, 122,438 from Eclipse. So there was less than $10,000. There was maybe $8,000 difference here. And if we check the resources tab, Eclipse had more the entire time because he really works his economy. But towards the end, Bonus secured the Tiberium he needed to secure right at the end, and just managed to dip up and continue his war effort. So that is the sole reason why he won that game. He had the economy there. Both sides were just so evenly matched, they couldn't puncture each other. It was going to come down to attrition, who had the Tiberium, the money, the economy to replace their losses. Structures up and down. Eclipse having more, obviously, more economically focused than Bonus. He did inflict more damage to Bonus structures and base. You can see Bonus losing a lot more than selling. Units here up and down. This is crazy. How am I supposed to break this down? They had so many infantry units here. It's going to be very difficult to tell. You can see here there was a first attack here, Bonus a little bit of a loss there, and then there's another attack, another attack, another attack. This is probably where the few minutes where there was just a never-ending fight in the middle of the map, and you can see it's just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But at the end of it, at the 8-minute mark, it looks like they are basically on par. Bonus getting a little bit of heads up because Eclipse obviously going for more economy, but then Eclipse winning. Not so much winning that battle. Look at that. He was on a downward spiral from the 10-minute mark to the 13-minute mark. That's pretty intense. Bonus obviously going down as well. little bit of a recover, and then down again, and then he kind of held firm where Eclipse was losing a lot of those juggernauts, I think, and then bam, just exploded. He was just like, all right, I'm getting lots of tib, let's just pump out a ton of infantry units and rush forward and make sure Eclipse can't recover, because Eclipse might have been able to recover. He had 2 tib fields under his control with a little bit of tib on them. He could have done something with that, but Bonus Tree wasn't going to let that happen. So that is a very nice game indeed. 159 units created by Bonus Tree, only 116 for Eclipse, obviously going for more juggernauts, where Bonus Tree was just reclaiming juggernauts again and again and again. Good reclamation by Bonus Tree there. We have 121 units lost to Bonus Tree, 137 lost to Eclipse, so Eclipse losing slightly more there, even though he built less, obviously, from selling structures and stuff like that. Units killed, Bonus Tree got 140, Eclipse only got 117 there, so considering Bonus Tree had more units, there was more to kill from Eclipse, but he still couldn't quite kill enough there, and that's going to be the changing factor in the game. Eclipse didn't have the Tiberium in the top, he couldn't replace his losses towards the end of the game, perhaps could have reconciled his economy a little bit there. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that extensive analysis there. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first VoD for Series 4. Subscribe now. Stay tuned. We're going to have more games for you coming up. Anyway, I'm Green Zero. I hope you all enjoyed that VoD, and stay tuned for more Kane's Wrath action.